What's going on, guys? Nick and Eric back with high mileage Eppy number 5.
Eppy number 5.
Ready.
I'm back.
Nick's back. He didn't even get a tan. No tan. No tan, no hookworms, which is good, I guess, right?
No worms
No
in my
worms.
feet. I can walk fine.
Yeah.
I'm back, replacing Donnie, who did an admirable job.
Debatable.
Debatable. But we're back with Eppy number 5.
Today, we're going to talk to you about something very important.
Very important.
Okay.
Eric, you want to tell them what we're going to talk about?
Why it's better to buy a used car than brand new. Okay?
And how many points do we have to
We have
say
4 really good points. 4 very, very, very good points that we're just going to focus on. There may be more. There may be less. It's all your opinion. But this is why we're going to tell you why it's better for a used vehicle.
why? Yes.
All right. You want to start it off with all selection number 1 here?
Point number 1, I would say would be price. When buying a used car, obviously the key factor is price. You're looking at a new car, you're looking at a used car. Obviously, you don't want to put all the money out of your pocket to pay for a new car. So you're going to usually step into a newer model or a nicer model, pardon me. Generally, you can get lower payments on a used car
Well, I
versus
mean, because
a new
it's
car.
just cheaper in general, right?
Cheaper in general. So yeah, you can get out of a basic model and you can get into a more upscale model,
More features.
more features.
Leather.
Leather,
Heated seats.
heated seats,
Sunroofs.
sunroofs,
Navigation.
navigation.
Wow.
So that's the whole thing. When you're looking at new versus used, we particularly know this because we run into the situation all the time where price is a big factor. And the one big thing with new cars is the minute you drive it off the lot, you're losing generally 30 to 40%.
Nick, that's number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2 is depreciation, guys. Okay, that's what Nick got into there. With a used car, you're using 5 to 10% off the vehicle when you take it off the lot, which is very, very minimal when you're comparing it to a new car. A new car loses 20 to sometimes 50% depending on the vehicle, of course. But I mean, to lose that right away is it's a big shock most of the time, especially when you want to upgrade every year or 2 years. Depreciation can be definitely a factor in buying a car, right?
The third thing, which is very important, is insurance. When you're buying a used vehicle, usually insurance rates will be much cheaper than when buying a new vehicle. There's going to be no insurance sticker shock when you're buying the used vehicle, and there's not going to be a huge issue. Even if you do get into a more upscale model, generally the insurance rates aren't going to be any higher, depending on certain factors. So insurance rates are generally lower when you buy a used car comparing it to a new car.
Sounds good. One of the last things, point number 4, things like consumer reports, guys. When you're reviewing and you're doing your research on vehicles, used cars are already worked in a little bit, and they already know what to expect. There's probably a lot of vehicle companies these days are doing recalls on certain fixtures in their vehicle. Those most of the time are already taken care of, and there's a lot less unknowns with the vehicle, right? And I know what you're thinking. If I buy a new, I can just build my own car. Well, that's true, but I mean you're going to pay for it in the end, right? That's the biggest issue, right? That you're going to pay for it in the end. A couple of honorable mentions, if you will, things like warranty, right? I mean, for the same price as a new car, or actually less than what would be less than a new car, you could get say the same vehicle with more features and like a third-party warranty for less money, right? So if you needed warranty or whatever, most of the time with the vehicles that we sell here at Strickland's, there's still lots of warranty left on the vehicle anyway. You know, they have low kilometers. They're fairly new. They're near new is what we like to consider them. And you know, you're laughing all the way to the bank, right?
And the one thing I didn't mention, which is very important, and I use it a lot of the time when I talk to my customers and my guests here, is the fees up front. So on a used car, not, you know, especially at Strickland's here, we've got no administration fees. There's no documentation fees. There's no freight tax, air tax, nitrogen fee, gas tax. There's none of that. So bottom line on a car, when you come here, price of the car plus taxes and, you know, your licensing is the only other thing you'd have to pay. When you're looking at new, I'm not saying this just because I used to sell new, but generally there's a list of things that you have to pay in addition to already the sticker price. So even if they knock down the sticker price, those are things that still going to be added on the back.
They try to make it back however they can. Right. I was a victim of this crime. When I bought my new car about 5 years back, they burned me for about $14.99. Right. So about $1,500 right on the top there, and I was pretty naive at the time. I was buying my first car.
Did they say you're going to save $1,000? No. Well, so they got you good.
They got me good. Yeah, I mean, I was young and naive. I know a little bit better now, but it's what happens.
Yeah, and I mean, there are a variety of other reasons that used cars are better. We could go on and on, but we really just wanted to touch on the main
factors.
Points.
The main factors,
yeah,
of course.
So, personally, I mean, I would like to hear from our fans and our customers. What you generally go with when you're buying a car. Do you buy new or do you buy used? I know the overall consensus around here, and people I've talked to, generally you get better value, long-term value on a used car. But we would definitely like to hear it from our fans and our customers.
Absolutely. And one more thing just to point out real quick, it is a common misconception that, you buy used, you're just paying for someone else's mess. It's not quite, we do the safeties on the vehicles. We make sure they're ready to go for you. Repairs can happen with any vehicle. You can't.
I think it's inevitable in 2018.
Absolutely.
Cars are built to depreciate very quickly. It's all about obtaining as much value as you can moving forward into the future.
Of course. That's it for today, guys. We'll try to keep it a little shorter for you. I know these videos have been getting kind of long. Today, we are going to skip the car of the day, mainly because we're getting about a foot of snow at the moment, and it's really cold outside. So,
and Eric, tell them what you're doing next week. I did it last week. You are.
So it'll be my vacation week. So I will not be with you guys next week. Maybe Donnie will be back. Maybe. Let's hear it from you guys. See if you want him back, or we can maybe choose a different guest speaker on here. But you guys be good. Thanks for tuning in to High Mileage with Nick and Eric.
See you next time, guys.